You're road tripping with Todd Sawatzky Appraisals. Did you know that over 90% of all contents of a museum is behind the scenes, not even on display? And when you're talking about the Hockey Hall of Fame, there is no difference to that. I had the most amazing opportunity to have a VIP guided tour of the Hockey Hall of Fame's Resource Centre. Not the Hall of Fame itself, but the place where they store everything else. Due to the sheer amount of content that I was able to capture well on the wonderful tour of the Resource Centre, what was going to be a single road tripping episode is now actually going to be a series of videos. In part one of road tripping to the Hockey Hall of Fame Resource Centre, we are going to meet several key individuals that help make the Resource Centre run. You are road tripping with Todd Sawatzky Appraisals. Today we are in Etobicoke at the Ford Performance Center. This is a pretty interesting building. There are 4 sheets of ice here. One's used by Hockey Canada, one's used by the Toronto Maple Leafs as a practice facility, as well as their AHL affiliate, the Toronto Marlies, for their practice facility. But we're not even here for that. We're actually here to visit the Hockey Hall of Fame's Resource Centre. Let's head inside and come take a look around. Well, this is actually pretty interesting. We're actually, well, in this building is actually the Etobicoke Sports Hall of Fame. So players that came from this general area, Etobicoke being part of the Greater Toronto Area. So you have many fantastic and very well decorated athletes. In this case, there is a beautiful display here of Johnny Bower, Hockey Hall of Famer. You can see some socks, pads, gloves, skates. Really interesting. Let's take a look at a couple more. This one is on George Chuvalo, a very well decorated boxer. So you see some gloves here. He was a hell of a boxer, so pretty cool to see different types of artifacts, not just hockey here. This is interesting, especially for all those Canadian sports fans. Gino Reda, famously with TSN. Of course, way back when, you can see his wonderful mustache down there. But it shows some artifacts, including some TSN jackets and some other things, media passes and such, that he used for being on the air. And something, once again, a little bit different. This is actually of a jockey, a horse racer. So this is of Elvino Gomez. And he raced from 56 through 66. So, and he won the Queen's Plate on 4 separate occasions. So all sports represented, and these are just a couple of the features. All right, we got my buddy Dan here. He's going to be joining us on today's tour of the Resource Centre, Hockey Hall of Fame Resource Centre. Inside the building there, they've kind of blocked off the area where one of the main entrances for the Resource Centre is, because the Leafs are practicing, or there's some pre-season training going on. So we're going to be walking around the building. So let's see you on the other side. See, perfect. How you doing, Kevin?
How are you?
Doing well.
Nice to see you. Hi there.
Good to see you too.
There we go.
And that's my lovely wife, Tiffany, and my videographer today.
Perfect.
Okay, we are at the DK Doc Seaman's Hockey Resource Centre for the Hockey Hall of Fame, and this is Isaac, who is going to be guiding us, or at least for part of it today, at the very least. What's your title, Isaac?
I'm the Manager, Outreach Exhibits, and Assistant Curator of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
So what exactly does that mean?
So we have an outreach program at the Hall of Fame with traveling exhibits, interactive games, all of the trophies that go on the road throughout North America and the world, really. And so Phil Pritchard, keeper of the cup, who everyone knows, and myself kind of manage that program. And it's also another source of revenue for the Hall of Fame in terms of renting the exhibits to help fund the Resource Center here as well.
Ah, fantastic. All right, so I know you're going to be showing us the actual storage area and some of the office areas. So let's take a look around.
Awesome. Let's go.
Thanks. So can we take a look at Phil's
Everyone likes to see Phil's
craziness?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to Phil Pritchard's office. To say it is, well, busy is an understatement.
I like his
wow.
booze up there.
Yeah, he's got some good booze up there. Well, when I was here, I remember when he set up shop here and he had all his Pepsi cans from the old office and they all started exploding on him because of all the direct sunlight.
Wow. And some of the stuff is faded over time too, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So as we go through here, this is the actual Resource Center that we're going.
All right.
More booze.
More movies.
We got some growlers. 2020. Oh, here, pan over here, so my buddy Danny designed that logo. Okay, cool. How you doing?
See you, buddy.
Just a few bobbleheads. All right, I'm in the office of Mira Bitov. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
That's right. All right, perfect. And what is your title, Mira?
I am the Archivist of Artifacts and Records for the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Okay, so that's cool. So we have a whole bunch of stuff here. So this is where I guess you catalog and get the archiving process going?
Correct. Yeah. So when new items come into the museum, they are written up to get a historical record of exactly what the item is, when it was used, how it was used, and where it was used. So I write up a historical document and detailing all that information and follow it up with the condition of the piece. So we know exactly what condition it was in when it arrived on site.
Yep.
And that way down the road, 10, 15, 20 years, we can see whether it's deteriorated, changed colors, or if any damage on the piece is our fault or came originally on the piece. Yeah.
Okay, and then from here, based upon your documentation, that's when you'd probably go to someone such as myself to potentially appraise the items as well?
Correct, yeah. So as a registered charity, we can provide tax receipts for items that are donated to our collection, as everything is a donation to our collection. We don't buy anything. And so we need appraisers to find the values on a lot of these items that are going to be receipted.
All right, fantastic. So what's new and interesting that you have here?
Well, I have a lot of new and interesting things. I just got this one in yesterday. This is Paul Coffey's 900th NHL point jersey, which was actually just a bonus. It's got his alternate captain's A on there. The person who bought it just wanting a piece of coffee history, but in the tag it actually labels it as its 900th, so that's cool.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. I've also got the stack of Hershey Bears equipment that came in. They just won the AHL's Calder Cup.
That's right.
So there's a Hershey Bears jersey. We've got the gloves and helmet from it as well. And then keeping in the AHL, we've actually got items from the Coachella Firebirds.
Oh yeah, they were the finalists.
They were the finalists, and it was their first season
Mhm.
as well, which is a rare.
Pretty impressive.
So, here, let me show you one of these. That's a Firebirds jersey there.
Oh wow,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
those are beautiful jerseys. They look way better in person than.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. And then
Very cool.
one other cool one that I'll show you in my jersey stack is a jersey that just came in from, this one I'll unfold. This is from the Houston Apollos, who are a Central Hockey League team for only a year and a half.
Oh wow.
They operated, and they ceased operations in January of their second season being played, but this was the goalie's jersey, Doug Keenes.
Okay.
And
He was a former Boston Bruin, if I recall.
he played some games with the Los Angeles Kings in this season.
Okay.
But yeah, they kind of bounced them around Oklahoma City and this Houston Apollo, so we managed to get that for our collection, which is pretty cool.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
I also have a personal favorite Gretzky toaster over here.
That looks like a modern photo.
Yeah, isn't it great?
That's hilarious. So if you were to use it, would his face actually be on the toast?
Well, I don't know if his face would melt right off of it with the heat. I don't know how good a toaster it actually is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And this is a trophy that we just received this year and got some press coverage for as well. It's called the Henry Fontaine Trophy, and it was awarded in the American Hockey League up until 1951. It was last awarded to the Hershey Bears, and the Hershey Bears have had it in their administration offices since the 50s. Just sitting there kind of collecting dust. At one point it was used as a candy bowl, as I understand.
Wow.
And finally someone in the office said, I think this actually deserves a little more attention
Respect.
and respect and care. And so they brought it to us when they played a game against the Toronto Marlies this season.
Cool. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so this is across from your office I see here. So this is, my understand, the non-sorted.
Yes, this is, some of these are items that are collector's memorabilia up on this shelf, which is, we have a lot of foodstuffs and wine bottles, chicken nugget boxes, cereal boxes, kind of anything that's, hockey related. So some of this is decoration, but then you're actually standing in the area that we kind of call our holding tank, where everything is just walking in the door that needs to get documented into our collection. And once it's documented and officially signed over as our property, that's when we pass it over to the appraisers.
Okay. Interesting.
Good morning. How are you? Today we're going to an event in Detroit. It's an alumni event. We have various trophies, and two of them are here right now. We have the Hart Memorial Trophy, and that's it right here. If you want to take a look at that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and thank you for the wonderful intro. Your name is?
Oh, it's Mario Della Savia. I'm with the Hockey Hall of Fame. 1974 Ponderosa Steakhouse Player of the Week. Okay. There you go. There's the heart. And then down below is one of my favorite trophies of all time. Thank you, Howard. That's Howard Borrow. He's with the Hockey Hall of Fame as well.
Affectionately known as Howie.
Howie, that's right. This is the Conn Smythe Trophy, the most valuable player for the playoffs.
Wow.
Pretty nice, isn't it?
Well, I actually have an interesting story about the Conn Smythe.
Please tell us.
Around 2008, 2009, when I was still working at the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Myself and Peter Jagla pushed this down the streets of Toronto for Pride Parade.
Very nice. Very interesting. We're always doing different events. That's
Yes.
for sure. All the time, everywhere. Doesn't matter where we're going. We just had this in Quebec for Martisseau's day. He was a Stanley Cup winner with the Las Vegas Golden Knights, as well as the most valuable player this year.
So these are the traveling trophies.
These are the original trophies that we travel with, yes.
Okay, I think things are starting to get real. They've handed out the white gloves. Probably many people have heard Phil Pritchard as one of his nicknames, Mr. White Gloves. It's because you always see his hands in white gloves holding the trophies, especially handing out the Stanley Cup. So we get to partake. Who would have thought there was so much to see? And we've only seen the office area of the Resource Centre so far. It's also quite interesting to see how everyone's turned their offices into their own unique little shrine and have put their own personal touches on what they like to have around them. Stay tuned for part 2, when we're actually going to go into the primary storage area, and we're actually going to touch base on hockey sticks and how they are preserved for generations to come. Please feel free to add your comments below. Please feel free to like this video or subscribe to my channel. If you have any other ideas for road tripping videos or any of my other video series like Treasures from the Vault, Hobby Heroes, even some appraisal definitions, I'd be happy to hear from you. If you would like to get an appraisal done for yourself, please feel free to reach out to me via my email or any of my social media links. Until next time.